time as a Dallas Cowboy. He said the moment he heard he had been acquired by said Cowboys, he got a big smile on his face. He said he's extremely excited to be a Cowboy. Really? Not only do the Cowboys have an established clear-cut starter in Dak Prescott, but they also have the best backup quarterback in all of pro football in Cooper Rush, which obviously makes Tre nothing more than third-team scout team quarterback. Tre also said it's surreal playing for such an historic organization as the Cowboys, and he emphasized how much it meant to him last year when Dak reached out to him after he broke his ankle, an injury, of course, similar to the one Dak
some foreshadowing in Dak's career.
Tre has welcomed him with open arms.
Right before our eyes.
Richard Sherman, what do you make of what Tre Lance said yesterday?
Nothing. There was nothing. He said exactly what you need to say. He thanked the San Francisco 49ers for drafting him and his time there. He thanked the Dallas Cowboys. I'm excited to be here. I'm going to do my best to help the team win. There was absolutely nothing there. He can go a lot of ways because, you know, I'm spiteful. You trade me and you treat me like this, I'm going after somebody. I'm saying something to somebody. He handled it with extreme class.
I can attest to that.
I mean, you can only be who you are. But he handled it with class. He did a great job.
I'm the same way.
I think he's ready for the moment. It's refreshing to see him. He's happy.
Okay, but what do you make of big smile going to Big D because of what?
It's Dallas, man. It's the Cowboys.
Well, is that it? You know, you were there.
But everybody, and I'm going to say this in every single sport, and people can lie and say that's not true. If you play baseball, you want to play for the Yankees if you get an opportunity and a chance. You play basketball, guess who you want to be?
I would play for the Red Sox.
You want to be in purple and gold right here in L.A.
Yes, you do.
And if you play football, if you can somehow land in Dallas, Texas, and play for the Cowboys, it used to be the San Francisco 49ers because of the owner. Because of the owner.
Yeah.
You know
DeBartolo
did it a certain way. You know Jerry does it a certain way. You know what Frisco looks like in the star and all that. So, yes, you are kids growing up and you're looking at certain things as America's team, and you're like, regardless of what the record is, regardless of if they hadn't won a championship since Michaelirvin played on the team, regardless.
They haven't been to the NFC Championship game since 1995.
Exactly, but that's okay.
I wasn't even born
yet. I don't think about that. I just think about putting a star on the side of my helmet.
Okay.
Every single player that has an opportunity to play for the Cowboys, guess what they always say? Man, I'm just glad to be here. They looking around, and that's the feeling that you have. You're also getting away from a bad situation in San Francisco. You know, coaches like to say, our system is very difficult. It's wordy. Guys can't pick it up. All of those sort of things, because now there's a built-in excuse as to how and why you made the mistake drafting and developing somebody. That's a built-in excuse for that. Now, he can go to Dallas and sit on the pine for a year. Now he battles for the number 2 spot next year against Cooper Rush, if Cooper Rush is still there. And now you win that number 2 spot. Dak Prescott is still there.
If they try to get rid of Cooper Rush now that he's a 3.
Because you're sitting at number 2. You're not sitting
Even though he went 5-1 last year, it's going to be a lot harder.
And anything could happen to Dak Prescott. Anything. Because we've seen it in the past. Now you slide in and you get your opportunity to put good tape together, whether it's for the Dallas Cowboys or somebody else. He understands that without having to tell us in the public what he's thinking.
Okay, real quick. Richard, did you grow up wanting to be a Dallas Cowboy? Heart of hearts?
No. I watched the Houston Oilers and now Tennessee Titans and Warren Moon and all that, and for some reason that's who I wanted to be. It was a black quarterback in the league. I played Madden.
That's cool. That's good.
That's what I like.
I mean, did you like the oil derrick on the side of the
I did. I thought that was pretty sweet.
But if Dallas would have said, we got to have him, would you frown up at that?
No. I didn't say that.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It would have been nice because you get the star power. It's like us talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure every kid has their like hometown or favorite team that they'd want to play for, and after that, it'd probably be this big market.
We're going to talk about them every day. Good, bad, or indifferent. You're going to be on TV. You're going to have primetime games all the time.
I tell people all the time, Skip, there's 3 things that I've done extremely well in my life: going to USC, playing for the New York Jets in New York, and playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Even though I won a Super Bowl in Tampa, because for whatever reason, it's that magic with those 3 organizations: a university, the city of New York. I'm still eating off New York. They act like I won 9 Super Bowls out there, and all I did was help go to the AFC Championship game.
I know,
It's
but
something
you
about
were
that.
the last receiver ever
I
to be
get
drafted
that, but
number
it's
one.
something about playing in places like Dallas and New York and L.A. It's just, it is what it is.
It's the big city vibe. But what you said, I don't agree with. You said he left a bad situation in San Francisco. Because
Why wasn't it bad?
I guarantee you, Brock Purdy don't think it's a bad situation.
For him, it's a great situation.
It wasn't a bad situation for Tre, but it's one of those things you have to take advantage of your opportunity. And I'm not saying injuries are anybody's fault. You don't control that. But if you don't take advantage of your opportunity, somebody else will. The Wally Pipp situation, when I got my first start, it was because of injury.
I understand.
It was because of injury. Guy got injured, a veteran, a guy I respect.
Well, that's how a lot of people start.
Then the next guy got injured. Then I'm out there playing, and I played 100 snaps, 100 games until I didn't start again.
But that was a good situation for you.
Right.
But it was a bad situation for the other guys.
Right. It's always a bad situation for the other guy if they don't succeed, if they're not having success. But the guy who's producing, the guy who has production, the guy who goes out there and puts it on tape, it's a great situation. So for Tre Lance, it would have been a great situation because they literally kicked Jimmy G out.
Yes.
Yeah, they were going to go start with him.
Absolutely.
Well, they said, hey, this is Tre Lance's team. We traded these picks. We're going to give you the opportunity. He went out there against Chicago, and he stunk. And he stunk. It was a rain game, but it was a rain game for Chicago, too. They put up 19 points. He fumbled the game away. He threw an interception. He didn't produce. So it's like, hey, and then the next game, he gets injured.
If they make a decision based on the Chicago game, then
It's not.
I know. They just need one. They need like another game or two.
Like,
they can't forget about Chicago.
I'm not saying it's
But that's his only full game.
There's probably 1,000 factors. I got to
was
call
in a
John and Kyle and ask them.
monsoon,
but I'm
to
saying,
say the least.
if I'm the coach and I'm seeing that, then the next game he gets injured.
Understood.
And then I got 4 other games that he played the year before where it's like, he's just missing. He's not making the reads the way I would have had him make the reads. And then I'm watching him in practice.
It's
And then
probably
you see
just
his
like
confidence
too
deteriorate.
tense
You know, when you first get in the
playing
league,
at that
your
point
confidence
in that
is rocky
situation.
until you have that moment.
It'll be
where
really
you're
cool to
like,
see if Dak.
hey, I'm
or
here to stay.
Not really cool. I shouldn't have said that. If Dak does get injured, Dre comes in and is
a bad situation.
a good player, like Cooper Rush last year.
You created it yourself due to injury
That'd
and
be cool
lack
to
of
see.
Effective play.
Or if
It's
Trey
a
has an
bad
insane
situation.
preseason next
So
year.
You have to escape
The only
that
way
bad
Trey gets in
situation
is if Dak
to
gets
hit
hurt.
the reset button to
All right.
start all over.
That is
Okay,
definitely
so
not out
now
of the
let's
realm of
talk about this
possibilities.
situation. I'm going to cut to the chase here. This is my point of what I just started this topic off with. He says, I got a big smile on my face. And you say, oh, it's because everybody wants to be a Cowboy. He's a smart kid. He's got high football IQ. He's a gym rat. He knows what he knows. He's studied this league. He knows these other quarterbacks. And I'm thinking, we're about to talk about Belichick. He just cut his 2 backups yesterday.
I know.
And all of a sudden,
Why
he's
wouldn't
down
they
to
go
one
for the 4th
quarterback.
round?
If I'm Tre Lance, I'm thinking, I'd rather go up there, right?
Yeah.
I'd have a shot. How about Tua? If you're behind Tua, Tua's still shaky there. You
They got
never
Matt
know.
White now.
Okay, all right, but still, I
can't
might
believe
think
the
I got
Patriots
a
got
better
rid
shot
of their
there because
2
I
other
know the
quarterbacks.
former head coach didn't like Tua at all. So we'll see what happens. But I look at Atlanta. I think
There's like Bailey Zappi, Cunningham. We don't need you
Trey
anymore.
Lance
Just
in
see ya.
Atlanta, would he not have a
good
shot
with
to win that
Mac
job like
only.
that, like tomorrow maybe?
Right.
I don't know.
No
I could-
risk of
I could
injury
pick
'cause we're gonna
Washington,
run the ball with
Tampa Bay,
Tampa.
even
Ramondre and
Seattle with
Ezekiel
Geno.
Elliott.
I don't know. I know he played very well
And
last
Max
year.
out
But
to
is
the
he
ball
better
less
than
than
Trey
10
Lance? I'm
times
not
again.
sure about that. My point to you is
Going back to that Buffalo
the
strategy
Dallas
from 2 years
situation
ago.
is so set that Jerry just said last Saturday night, I got no role for him this year because there is no role for him. And so you get a big smile on your face, and this is why. And you can call me crazy, but I think deep down this kid thinks, and he'd never say it publicly because it'd be the very worst thing you could say, he thinks ultimately he will have a shot to show you he's a little better than Dak Prescott. That's what I think in his heart of hearts.
And there's nothing wrong with you thinking that because you should think that as a player. Because, again, I'll
obviously.
go back to the injury history. Dak Prescott's not coming off the field because bad play.
Yeah,
That's
he
not
has to
happening.
get hurt.
The only way he's
Only way.
There were about 5 times last year.
he's not coming off the field.
Okay, you mean this year?
This
Going
year
into this
because
year.
of bad play.
Well,
He's
I mean,
not.
well,
because
if
his
it were, then it'd be Cooper Rush.
But it's not happening because his bad play isn't so significant.
That's the thing,
that
though.
they're
If
gonna
Dak
lose
gets
10
injured, do you
games.
go with
It's not
Cooper
gonna
Rush or do you
happen.
go with Trey?
So, what Jerry said about him playing next year and not this year and
Guess it
being
depends
part
on their
of
record
an
and
evaluation period, yes, he doesn't know
how
the
many
offense.
games
He's got to get up to speed. He
into the
has no
season it took
continuity
for
with the
Dak to get hurt.
receivers. He doesn't even know how to drive to the store. So There's a lot
Although
that
he did win a national championship in a stadium that's right near the Star.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but even so, he's got a lot, Skip, that he has to, come to grips with. Does he think he maybe, if he gets an opportunity, a chance, he's better than Dak Prescott? Absolutely. Because you're never supposed to think anything different.
I know, but if he went to Mahomes, I don't think he'd walk in the door thinking, I'm going to beat him out in 2 years.
Because
he's not.
guess
I
what,
mean,
though?
he's realist.
But guess what, though, Skip? Skip Bayless isn't sitting on national television talking about he questions Patrick Mahomes. So you're giving information to Tre Lance as he listens to you, watches you, that there may be an opportunity. So if you were saying the same thing,
well, there may be.
Had he gone to Seattle, for instance, you say, I don't know about Geno Smith. You're giving him an opportunity to think that he has a shot with Geno Smith. He doesn't have a shot with Joe Burrow. He doesn't have a shot with Josh Allen.
No.
He doesn't have a shot with Patrick Mahomes. But he goes to a place that a quarterback is scrutinized.
Yeah,
on a
if
daily
he goes to a place
basis,
that like
no
10
matter what he
down,
does, he
top
didn't
10,
throw it right.
or after the top 10 quarterbacks,
he threw another interception, even though
the bottom
the
20
interception could have been the receiver's fault. Guess who gets the blame? Dak
he
Prescott.
can compete with
so
any of those
there's a window
guys.
of opportunity
At
open
least
in the
compete.
mental mind of this young man
But
that if I get my opportunity, I'm going to steal that spot.
At the same time, great points. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. So he had a pretty good preseason game. The game 2 or 3, he threw well. Tre, he had a solid. But we talked about yesterday. You talked about how receiver-friendly some of these offenses are.
Absolutely.
Because receivers are just being schemed wide open, and Kyle Shanahan is the king of scheming people wide open. And that's where I'm concerned, because he's going to scheme these guys wide open. You just got to give it to him. And if you are not giving it to him in a tailor-made offense with a lot of playmakers, a lot of guys that can turn 5 yards into 50, that can turn a 10-yard screen or a screen into 65 yards, then how are you going to do it with less weapons? Like, Dallas has less weapons. In the preseason, you'll have less weapons.
I don't know if they got less weapons.
They got less weapons than
They got less
Debo,
weapons.
McCaffrey, Kittle, Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk.
What are we talking? We're not making that argument at all.
Brandon Cooks is pretty damn good, Rich.
I hear you.
Pretty damn good.
Name their tight end.
Hold on, let me get there.
I got 5 of them.
CeeDee Lamb is pretty damn good, no matter what you think about him. It's pretty good, man.
I named 3 All-Pros. You ain't named one.
But hold on, man. I'm not even talking.
But
first of all, the All-Pro thing, I'm talking about real stuff. I'm talking about football playing. I ain't talking about statistics. I'm talking about football playing. CeeDee Lamb, it's only 1 or 2 dudes can be All-Pro at certain positions.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
But
that's my point.
And they got 3 of them.
The tight end position, they still trying to figure out. They got a bunch of them in Dallas. They're trying to figure it out. But when you look at a healthy Tony Pollard does not chop liver.
He's not Christian McCaffrey.
But
he's not Christian
not
McCaffrey.
talking about
He's so good, though, man.
I'm not saying he's not
so
good. I'm just saying you
Skip can't be serious.
There's a lot of good players in the National Football League. Christian McCaffrey is an All-Pro elite player. I'm talking elite players.
Is Tony Pollard just burst onto the scene? He just got there and started developing.
I'm not
he
saying
hasn't shown you anything
bad
yet.
about Tony
So
Pollard.
what you're making it seem
Except that he
as
can get
though
injured.
Their skill positions is so much more superior.
When he's the second running
than
back
the
on a
Dallas
team.
Cowboys, and that's not true.
I'm telling you what the facts are. This is not debatable. This is not debatable.
Yes, it is.
The facts,
Absolutely.
the accolades, the performances. What has Dallas done? When have you seen those?
Richard's right here.
About Dallas, what they done. We all know that they.
I mean, just
continue
top to
lay
bottom
eggs.
if
We
you
get
go
that.
position to position.
You're telling me if Pollard was an
Especially
All-Pro
on
last
offense.
year, if Pollard was an All-Pro, CeeDee Lamb was an All-Pro, Brandon Cooks was an All-Pro, you wouldn't be making the point that they're All-Pros. That's why they're better. They're not better because Debo was an All-Pro. Christian McCaffrey is an All-Pro.
But you're talking
Kittle
about
is an
Swiss. You're
All-Pro.
talking about 2 Swiss Army knives, though. You're talking about in a scheme that they use in San Francisco.
Nah, Richard's right
they
here.
Use McCaffrey a
All-Pro,
totally
you're
different
the
way
best or
than they
second
do
best of your
Tony
position.
Pollard, because Tony was sharing time with Zeke Elliott.
And Dallas
no
has
more.
0 of
his
those,
now.
and
So
San Francisco
in the
has
third down situation,
3.
he'll be on the field all the time, first and second down. So you're going to see something totally different than you saw in the past. CeeDee Lamb just became the #1 wide receiver last year. He's going to get better, is all I'm saying. He's just going to get better.
I'm just saying
I don't know
right
about
now.
tight end. If Kittle stays on the field, then yeah.
Right now, San Francisco's better. That's all I'm saying. They have the better team. They have the better player.
No, better team, yes.
Better offense. The better offensive playmakers.
Yeah.
If you say,
I don't know.
is Depot better than
How are they
CeeDee
the
Lamb?
better team?
That's not going to be a conversation. That's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, they don't have the defense. I would give to the Cowboys.
Better than Pollard. Y'all can have the conversation.
The offense
but
is
history,
easily
You know what? I
49ers.
think tomorrow on the show we're going to have that conversation, and I will make a strong case that Tony Pollard's a little better than C-Mac, who I love. But if
I
you
like
look
Christian
at
McCaffrey too, though. But
That's delusional.
You look at the
I'm
stats
with
last year,
Chip a
Tony
little
Pollard
bit.
had better stats than Christian McCaffrey.
He just doesn't
He just
play
had
as much.
fewer touches because Zeke, unfortunately, had
That's what I'm
way
saying.
more touches than Tony Pollard.
All I
last
did
year.
was say split time.
Yeah.
That's all I needed
But
to say.
I mean-
I didn't even need to go into
I
what
know,
you
but
did, Skip.
Zeke
I'm just
had
trying-
far more touches than
I didn't need to. I didn't need to
Okay.
do him like that. I just
Okay,
said
all
split
right.
time.
All right, back to San Francisco. What this kid, Tre Lance, knows full well better than anybody is what did happen in San Francisco last year. It required 2 quarterbacks going down for Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft, to even get on the football field. It was about a 1,000,000,000 to 1 shot, and he got on the field, and to your point,
Took
he flat
advantage.
out backed it up from start to finish. He looked like an all-pro.
It'll
from
just be
day
very
one
crazy to
me
see
because
the injuries this
he
year
was
with
just
San
flawless.
Francisco. Like,
Brady goes out
does
there
Brock
and-
get
and
injured
he
again?
looked like Brady.
And if
Brady
so, does
looked
Sam
like
Darnold come in and get
Mr.
injured?
Irrelevant, right?
If Sam Darnold gets injured, is anybody
Well,
ever going to
that's
want to
what it
play in
looked
San
like that
Francisco
day.
as a quarterback?
So my
Because it's
point
just like
is,
injury after
Tre
injury after
Lance
injury.
knows crazy stuff happens in this league. So
Yes.
he's walking in the door of Big D.
Trey Lance will be
I wanna
smiling
a
somewhere when
Cowboy.
that
I want the
happens.
star on the side of my helmet, but if I get a shot, I'm going to show you I'm better than that guy who's the starter. And I know this backup played really well last year because he played really big time well. But I can be better than him because clearly. Trey's arm is better than Cooper Rush's. He's a little taller than
Yeah,
Cooper
legs,
Rush.
everything
He's a little
bigger, the whole
faster.
deal.
He's got the whole package.
You know
He's- It's why Kyle and Mike Shannon said we're going to spend 3 firsts and a third to go up and get this kid.
You know what might free him up, Skip, and may be the most beneficial part of this whole ordeal? He's free from the burden of expectations. That burden hurts a lot of players. That's why some players aren't the same player they are in college that they are in the National Football League, because expectations weigh on people. Sometimes a first rounder doesn't do well as a 5th rounder like I am, because when I come in, nobody expecting nothing of me. They expecting so much of a kid immediately. You're expecting so much of these kids right away. When a 5th rounder comes in, anything I do is like, oh, well, that's found money. So him coming in now, he doesn't have that burden of expectations. He can play free.
Nobody knows burden of expectations more than you do.
Nobody.
Yeah, expectations could weigh on you, but it would be interesting to find out, though, and we'll never probably find out,
Right.
what really truly happened. Because from my point of view, he never really got a fair shot.
Yeah.
Did you see
Because
what
of-
I agree.
Jimmy
because
G
of the
said yesterday?
Injuries.
Yeah, I know. He
did not get a fair
Jimmy G
shot.
said strange stuff it happens in San Francisco.
What do you
Okay?
think
You
Jimmy
just don't
G's
get
going
a
to say?
shot.
Jimmy G was traded from that team like
mentioned
3 times.
The game last year against Chicago, he goes in as a starter.
And he was in the
plays
Super
a
Bowl and
monster.
NFC Championship
Regardless,
game.
if Chicago won and they put up 19
separate
points and
years.
he fumbled it away,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
a
get rid
bad
of him. He's not good
situation to
enough.
play in, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, then the guy gets hurt. Then the 4 games that he played, you can't judge him on 4 games the year before because it's 4 games. He's a new starter. It's up and down, mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Never got a fair shot.
Yeah, remember the
And
first.
they moved on from him this fast. It's
Yeah.
like,
Hey, the first injury happens when he's a rookie in preseason. He fractures the index finger on his throwing hand. Try that on for size. And the whole, it's
They
just
shouldn't. They should
hampered
just
the
got rid
whole
of
year.
Sam Darnold. They
Well,
should have
give
never
him a
picked up
break,
Sam
right?
Darnold and kept
Yeah,
Tre
last
Lance.
year,
Absolutely.
right after Chicago, he shatters his ankle.
because this is
Okay.
not a Josh Rosen situation
Yeah.
where he got in and it just looked like, oh, God, no. This is not that. Tre Lance is not that.
By the way, before that draft, I first guessed on Josh Rosen. I said, no, can't play.
Skip's always the first to
Okay,
guess.
Just for the record.
Come on now. That's
In the
all-
whole
that's-
And I'm
world.
not saying that just because he went to UCLA. I'm just.
Okay. I
mean,
think
it
you
may be a
did say
little
that
bit.
because of UCLA, and I think we're going to be talking about Tre Lance a whole lot on this show this year. At least I hope so. Up next,
Talking about third stringers every day.
Belichick made some strange moves yesterday. Is he making the right
Oh my
decision
God, he should have
keeping
traded
Mac
that 4th round
Jones
pick for
at
Tre
this
Lance.
moment as the
Doesn't make any
lone
sense.
Patriot quarterback? Here we go.